Hey up everybody, Magpie Gaming here. I hope you're all doing well. So it's wipe day, and that also means it's patch day as well. So in this video I'm going to go through the juiciest bits of the patch notes. As always, there will be a link in the description and a pin post, if I remember to do it, to the actual full patch notes so that you can go and read them, because I can't go through everything in a video. We'll be here for about an hour, and I know nobody wants to listen to me ramble on for an hour, so I'm going to make this as quick as possible. Just pick out the best bits from these patch notes. Over the coming days though, I will deep dive into specifics in the patch notes, so the new bosses and the co-op mode and things like that. So to begin with, we've got the expanded Lighthouse location. You will now be able to go onto the Lighthouse part of the map and have a look around that. There is also new interiors inside the water treatment facility as well, so it'd be interesting to see what they look like. They've added the 3 new rogue USEC bosses in, so we've got Big Pipe, Knight and Bird Eye added in. These guys all communicate with each other and the other rogues on the map, so should you encounter one of them on the Lighthouse map, they will communicate with everybody and they will be aware of your position, so that's going to make for some very intense encounters indeed. And the reason I say the Lighthouse map is because these guys aren't only going to be on Lighthouse, they're going to be able to roam shoreline, woods and customs as well. And battle states say that they will not stay in one place on these maps, they will be able to roam through these maps freely. Now they say that when they move to say shoreline for instance, they won't spawn on other maps, but we're not going to be informed of when they do spawn on these other maps, and battle states say that it'll be completely random. There's no timetable for when these guys will move, so I think it's going to be down to things like Twitter and other social media for people to shout out and say, oh look, I've just seen them on customs, and then you know that you've got a chance to encounter them on that map. But as I say, I'll do a more deep dive into those guys in another video. Offline co-op mode has been added into the game today, so that's a really good addition. I think a lot of people have been asking for that for some time. The ability to practice with friends, the ability to set up scenarios so that you can film them for content creation and things like that. I think it is really good. Caveat is this is only available to Edge of Darkness edition holders. This is because Battlestate have had to rent out a whole slew of servers so that people can use this, and they do say during heavy load they will limit the ability to get in, so we'll have to see how that one works out when we get hands on. They've reworked movement animations. We've seen videos of this in the last couple of months of how they've changed the animations and how much smoother they look and more lifelike they look. So jumps and different stances have been changed. There's new breathing animations, weapon drawing and holstering animations. They've also done it so that your character will change how he sprints depending on the weapon that you're carrying at that time. You're also going to be able to reload your weapon, check your chamber and things like that, and unfold and inspect weapons whilst you're sprinting, so that's going to be a pretty good addition as well. They've added in daily tasks for your player Scav, so you can go to Fence and get tasks from him for your Scav. This will allow you to level up your Scav a lot quicker. It'll be interesting to see what these actual quests are like. We've got no real indication as to what they are at the moment. They've also added special item slots for your PMC. Now of course you know that you get your slot for your compass. You're now going to have some other slots as well. You'll be able to add special items into these, so such as the rangefinder, a Wi-Fi camera or a marker. You'll be able to put those into these slots and you won't lose them upon death, so you'll no longer have to carry these things in your secure container. You'll be able to put them in these slots, which I think is really cool as well. That frees up your secure container for more medication or ammunition, things like that. They've also added in the flare gun. You'll be able to shoot up a red signal flare and that will call in an airdrop to the nearest location of where you are on the map. They've added 4 different types of containers that you can request as well, depending on the colour flare that you use. So there's weapons containers, medicine containers, supplies and general purpose that can all be dropped into the map. They've also decreased the engine sound volume as well, thank God for that one. But will it be low enough? Probably not. Everybody will still complain about it like they do the sound of the rain. New quests have been added for the Lighthouse location. I would assume that this is to take advantage of the expanded area. Be interesting to see what those are like once we get details of them. We've got new clothing for the USEC and Bear PMCs, and we've got some new weapons, but we all knew new weapons was coming anyway. The Benelli M3 Super 90 shotgun is in. We've got the AXMC sniper rifle, the MP18 single shot rifle, we've got the RD704 assault rifle, the SAG AK carbine, the HKG 36 assault rifle, and the MGL M32A1 revolver grenade launcher. No, I don't think many people are looking forward to that. Well, not average players anyway, but I think definitely the chads and the streamers are going to get some very good use out of that weapon. We've had some graphical changes as well, so AMD Fidelity FX Super Resolution, or FSR as it's known, has been added into the game. So for those of us that have been moaning that, okay, those Nvidia guys had their sort of technology in, AMD now has it as well, so we are pretty much on a level with everybody. They have though had to temporarily disable MIP streaming in the graphics settings. Apparently they're reworking that as it doesn't function the way that they want it to, so that's not available at the moment. Nvidia Reflex has been updated to the latest version, although I think most people have probably forgot about that. And they've reworked laser sights for all tactical devices, so reading direct from the patch notes, with IR mode enabled, the lasers and flashlights will not be visible since they are designed for use with night vision. Also, the intensity and brightness of standard non-IR lasers has been increased. We've got new voice lines for Bear and USEC. I'm guessing that maybe the broken Bear English voice is in there now. We'll have to wait until the game is actually patched to find that out, because as I'm doing this video they have just announced that they're going to extend patching by a further 3 hours, so I've got to wait to find out what the actual voices are like. And the rest is just a list of fixes that I'm not going to go into because it is just too long to really deep dive into in this video. As I say, I just wanted to make this as short as possible. But yeah, I wouldn't expect too much out of the game today. Generally, patch day brings a massive influx of players. We will most likely see the queue system added back into the launcher for maybe a couple of days to a week. It depends. Obviously, everybody's going to want to be streaming, everybody's going to want to be playing, so it's going to be under heavy load, so I wouldn't expect too much out of the game today. But this is a good patch in my opinion. People are going to be asking, where's the Lightkeeper? Well, I think, I'm not 100% sure, but when I watched the last podcast with Nikita, he didn't entirely sort of confirmed that the Lightkeeper would come with this patch, but he didn't say that he wouldn't either. But he did say that at some point parts of the Lighthouse will be locked off, and I think this is when the Lightkeeper will be introduced. And I think he said that there'll be either events or quests that you'll have to take part in to get access to that part of the Lighthouse, which will obviously have the Lightkeeper in. So I think maybe in the coming weeks, when the patch has settled down, we might get a sort of a huge weekend event where they will introduce the Lightkeeper into the game. I think that's probably a better way to do things. It keeps that sort of publicity rolling for the game, because generally not long after patch day things sort of die down and people are just back into the grind. But if we have some events to go at, it does keep that buzz at pretty high levels. And that is pretty much it for this video, ladies and gentlemen. I didn't want to ramble on too long, and I think I've gone on for too long as it is. As always, thank you very much for watching and listening. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Stay safe, and I will catch you in the next one. Take care.